Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise today in full support of the budget and wholeheartedly echo the Prime Minister's call for Singapore to become a more inclusive society. When our nation was young, our priorities were clear and urgent. Grow the economy, create jobs, and ensure every Singaporean had a chance to thrive. And 60 years ago, in 1965, unemployment rate stood at a staggering 10%. Today, thanks to decades of hard work and sound policy, unemployment has fallen to less than 3%, and our median household income has risen to 11,297. This is a testament to our collective resilience and determination. Yes, as we celebrate these achievements, we must also recognize that not everyone has benefited equally. While the majority of Singaporeans have seen their lives improve, there are still those at risk of being left behind. And that is why I'm heartened to see our Gini coefficient, a measure of income equality, reach a new low after government transfer. This is a healthy sign, but it's not enough. We must do more, especially for those who need our help the most. People with special needs, or PSN. Some may refer to this group as people with disabilities, but I prefer the term people with special needs because it reflects their unique challenges and extraordinary potential. Over a decade ago, I had the privilege of being involved in the Enabling Master Plan 2 and 3. It's an initiative aimed at improving the life of PSN from cradle to grave. Since then, we have made significant progress. Special educations or SPED schools, for instance, are no longer run as charities, but are now well-funded by the Ministry of Education. This means these schools can focus on what truly matters, providing quality education and improving outcome for PSN. Today, the focus has shifted to employment outcomes. Today, the focus has shifted to employment outcomes for PSN. I'm proud to share that my son, who has special needs, has been able to work part-time in a factory, thanks to the School to Work Transition program run by Enabling Village. In recent years, the Ministry of Social and Family Development has developed the Enabling Master Plan 2030, effectively implemented by SPS Mr. Eric Chua. I am also grateful that Prime Minister Lawrence Wong has agreed to extend the Enabling Employment Credit to the end of 2028, ensuring employers continue to receive wage offset for hiring PSN. But while we celebrate this milestone, we must not forget the unsung heroes in this journey, the caregivers. As a parent of a child with special needs, I know firsthand that caring for the PSN is a lifelong mission. It is not easy. When the PSN behave differently in public, bystanders often rush to charge, blaming the parents for the lack of discipline, unaware of the immense challenges that they face. This is why it is crucial to provide caregivers with the support they need, whether it is connecting them to resources, offering emotional support, or providing respect care. In Nanyang, we have taken a step in this direction with Project Purple Heart, inspired by the Purple Parade. This initiative brings together caregivers of family members with special needs. Our early sessions were emotional, as caregivers candidly share their struggles. But as we connected them to resources and to one another, a strong support network emerged. Today, we have about 60 caregivers in our network, and we have renamed the initiative Family of Purple Heart to reflect our long-term commitment to their well-being. These caregivers meet monthly and stay connected through a WhatsApp group, offering each other tips, encouragement, and emotional support. Just last night, I received a message from one of the caregivers stating her concern on how her son with special needs can claim the SJ60 vouchers, as he will not be able to use the 600 vouchers on his own. I hope MSF can look into this concern. One of our members of the Purple Heart, Madam Sim, joined us recently. At 58 years old, she cares for her 25-year-old daughter, who has Angelman syndrome. Both Madam Sim and her husband work as delivery personnel with low wages. And they also have the support two younger daughters who are still studying. Life is tough for Madam Sim. But through the family of Purple Heart, she has found solace and strength in the companies of others who understand her struggles. Madam Sim's story is not unique. There are countless caregivers across Singapore who are also quietly bearing the weight of their responsibilities with little recognition or support. That is why I urge the MSF to consider providing caregivers with a quarterly grant of $200, similar to the Silver Support Scheme, through Life SG credits or otherwise. While this amount may seem modest, it will serve as a meaningful gesture of recognition and help ease the financial burden that many caregivers face. Mr. Speaker, now let me turn to another pressing issue: residents living in HDB segmented units without direct lift access. About 30 years ago, when HDB built these segmented blocks, residents appreciated the privacy they offered. Back then, climbing stairs was not a problem. But today, as these residents age, mobility has become a significant challenge. What was once prized feature has now become a source of frustration and hardship. Last month, I met Mr. and Mrs. Chew. Mrs. Chew, who has mobility issues, struggle to navigate steps, especially when going down. They stay in the segmented units. They have tried multiple times to apply for the BTO flat, but have been unsuccessful due to their status as a second-time applicants. When Mrs. Chew shared her story, when she shared her story with me, she was on the verge of tears. I promised her, then, as I've done year after year since becoming the MP for Nanyang, that I will raise this issue in Parliament once again. Mr. and Mrs. Chew are not alone. Many households staying in the 2,000 segmented unit across 140 blocks in Singapore share similar hardship and challenges. In Nanyang alone, there are 224 such units in 14 blocks. I urged HDB to explore the latest technology to install lifts in segmented blocks to relieve the pain of residents staying in these units. If technical or cost constraints prevent the construction of additional lifts, I propose the following solution. Firstly, allow owners to sell their segmented units back to HDB at the market rate, at the market value, ensuring they are not financially disadvantaged. Secondly, grant these owners priority when applying for HDB BTO flats, akin to the first-time applicants, to ease the transition. Thirdly, repurpose these segmented flats by leasing them to workers through agencies like JTC, rather than reselling them and repeating the cycle again. Fourthly, provide cash assistance to owners of segmented units, with higher assistance for families with members who have physical disabilities, to help them relocate to flats with direct lift access. Last but not least, waive the resale levy, if applicable, when owners sell their segmented units to purchase a BTO flat with lift access to reduce the financial burden. With over 1 million HDB flats in Singapore, almost all of which have direct lift access, it's only fair that we find a permanent solution for the residents still staying in these 2,000 segmented units. Let us not leave them behind. Let us make a bold decision to end the hardship and ensure that every Singaporean can age with dignity and ease. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to say a few words in Mandarin. 议长先生，黄循财总理在 SG60 的预算案上传递了一个非常清晰的讯息：我们不会遗忘任何一个群体，包括有特殊需要的人士，并坚持这个信念。我们在南洋区成立了紫色家园， 为那些照顾有特殊需要家人的居民，我们称之为照护者，提供一个支持平台。照护者的辛酸，外人往往难以理解。为了减轻他们的负担，我建议社会及家庭发展部考虑为持有蓝色社保卡的照护者提供每一季200块的补贴，类似于乐龄补贴计划。我们可以称之为照护者补贴计划，以此表达社会对他们的关怀与支持。接下来，我想把焦点转向分段式主务单位，即那些无法在同一楼的那个地方乘搭电梯的主务。在南洋区就有224个单位面临这样的问题。以徐女士为例，徐女士有一个7岁的特殊需要孩子，行动不方便，必须抱着她上下楼。随着孩子渐渐长大，体重增加，徐女士越来越力不从心，几乎无法继续承受这个重担。她想申请预购主务 BTO flat， 却因不是首次的购物者而未变得出众。她还可能要面对转售抽任的压力，同时她也付不起转售主务。何女士的困境并非个例，每一个住在分段式主务的居民都有类似的苦衷。因此，我想恳请街务发展局尽可能利用先进的技术加装电梯，让这些居民能在同一楼层乘搭电梯。如果因技术限制或成本过高而无法实现，我希望国家发展部长能考虑以下几点：首先，允许分段式主务的屋主以市价来卖回给政府，确保他们不会蒙受经济损伤。第二，给予这些屋主优先申请 BTO 主务的权利，并免除转售抽任，减轻他们的经济负担。第三，为购买新主务的屋主提供津贴，若家中有行动不方便的成员，则提供更高的津贴。第四，政府回购的分段式主务不应该再出售给新加坡公民或永久居民，而是可能与玉朗集团的类似的机构合作，将这些主务出租给年轻的工友，避免问题循环再现。议长先生，分段式主务的问题已存在多年，影响的不仅是居民的生活质量，更是他们的尊严和幸福感。我恳请街务发展局大刀阔斧，一次性的彻底解决这个问题，让这些居民不再每日的上下楼梯而困扰。Mr. Speaker, sir, in closing, I urge this House to remember that progress is not just about numbers and statistics. It's about people, real people with real struggles, hopes and dreams. Let us continue to build a Singapore that leaves no one behind, a Singapore that's not only prosperous, but also compassionate and inclusive. Thank you.